Imagine this scenario. You sit down at your desk, open up your computer, and start to write your paper that's due in one day. You could have started it a week ago, but maybe you were busy, things came up, and there were more important things to get done. That's understandable. You open up a document, write down the title, wait. You could really use a nice hot drink right now. So you get your nice cup of tea and sit back down at your computer and take a sip. You get a notification on your phone. Your friends posted new pictures from their recent trip in Europe on Instagram. Just maybe you could take a quick scroll and get right back to it. You still have a lot of time, right? But I'm sure you don't have to imagine this, as we've all gone through this scenario countless times in many different forms. Starting tomorrow, I will finally start exercising. I promise to finish my research paper tomorrow morning. I'll clean my room after I finish watching this video. Somehow, there is this inexplicable force that prevents you from doing the tasks that you most need to get done. The act of you putting off the pending and usually urgent or important tasks because you want to do something more pleasurable is none other than the concept of procrastination, which comes from the Latin word procrastinare, that translates into the prefix pro, meaning forward, and suffix crastinus, meaning till next day. Almost always, procrastination leads us to a state of scrambling and panic in the last minutes right before the deadline. We observe and perform procrastination in almost everything in life, like putting off submitting a paper, washing the dishes, appointments with people, among other important things. As a result, we're left full of regrets and end up chastising ourselves, typically because we don't get to see our full potential being reached in our projects, or worse, we aren't able to complete the project at all because it's just too late. But we manage to convince ourselves that it's okay if we hold off on the things we need to do for a couple of minutes, maybe a few hours, or maybe even a few days or months. Psychologist William K. Noss said that 90% of college students procrastinate, and 25% of these are chronic procrastinators and have a higher chance of dropping out of college. So the question here is, even if we consciously know that procrastination doesn't really help us, why do we still do it? The process of procrastination usually involves an argument between two main areas of the brain, the prefrontal cortex and the limbic system, kind of like having an angel and devil on each shoulder telling you what to do. The prefrontal cortex deals with executive functions and help you in determining good and bad, working towards a goal, predicting outcomes, and other complex cognitive behaviors that require reasoning, logic, and planning. On the other hand, the limbic system is the one responsible for emotion, pleasure, and reward. One area of the limbic system involved in procrastination is the amygdala, which controls fear and anxiety. Whenever we are reminded by our prefrontal cortex that something needs to be done, our limbic system responds to it with fear or anxiety because we might have the idea that we are going to fail. The task might appear to be a threatening stimulus, and this part of us wants to run away from it and avoid it. The limbic system is also involved in reward, pleasure, and addiction. Why would anyone think that doing chores is better than watching your favorite TV show? Who prefers writing a 10-page essay you know nothing about and is due tomorrow over being outside under the sun eating ice cream and just having fun? When we choose to do the things we want to do instead of what we need to do, it often means that we're too tired or stressed and our prefrontal cortex just can't take control. Having so many things on our minds that we have to do will definitely stress us out, and stress can have negative consequences on our bodies. Therefore, procrastination can act as a defense mechanism to protect us from these unfavorable changes. So how do we stop ourselves from getting distracted and put an end to procrastination? Well, according to Dr. Josh Klapow, a clinical psychologist, procrastination doesn't have to be a bad thing if we use it to our advantage and take an active approach. He proposed something called planned procrastination. When you're on the verge of avoiding work, he says to ask yourself these 4 questions. 1. Is this task something I truly don't have time for? 2. Is it something I have time for but don't want to do? 3. Is it something I'm afraid to do? And 4. Or something I don't know how to do? He says if you plan your procrastination with an honest understanding of why you are delaying your task and a realistic exact date and time allocation for completing it, then you can simply enjoy the time off you give yourself in the delay. We don't procrastinate because we actually want to not get something done, but rather the task may seem too overwhelming, we might be too exhausted, or something else may be on our minds. And it's easy to just be passive about it instead of actively trying to overcome it. This means that we can't just go on playing games on our phone or binge watching more TV shows. It has been found that exercise, decluttering our workspace, meditation, rest, or creative expression can all minimize our stress levels and help us reset. Researchers at Western Governors University also says that in order to kick the habit of procrastination, you sometimes also have to say no to multitasking. Multitasking can oftentimes make you think that you are actually being productive, when in reality it's just an excuse to distract yourself. Try to finish each task one by one. Use a planner to list them according to what you want to accomplish first and make sure to follow that plan. Do your best, and when you finally see your finished product, reward yourself. That can be something to motivate yourself with and to make sure that you stay focused. So instead of getting caught in a constant cycle of putting things off and then berating yourself for doing it, you can give these methods a try. We need to take care of both our mental and physical health, and only that way can we feel fully rejuvenated and motivated again to reach our fullest potential.